the first time when I've experienced an orgasm without touch, and I mean, just, I wasn't doing anything. I was listening to music, and it was just my emotional energy that allowed my body to have a physical, physiological, biological experience that wouldn't have happened just by the sheer circumstances. I generated that state consciously. And ever since, I can generate that state, and it's not such a big deal. But at the same time, it is a massive responsibility from my side as well. I do feel a sense of responsibility, and from anybody else's side who understands what this energy is about, to not sell it short. When people are gyrating in front of cameras, they are coming from a sense of some muddled description of love. What a true orgasmic experience allows you to look at is quite literally your definition of love. For masculine essence people, the word love doesn't translate as much as the word respect. They like to be respected rather than loved. Feminine people do not respond very well to the word respect. They want to be respected. They want to feel respected. But when you love them, that translates much closer. I had one very specific pivotal moment when I was like, fuck, I've been holding myself back from loving so much. I shouldn't be doing that anymore. And I allowed myself to love him with everything that I got. And it showed me how fucked up my definition of love is. It taught me that everything that I thought was loving actually didn't feel good to any of us. The way that I thought that I'm giving and the way that I thought that I deserve getting was actually really one-sided, self-centered, borderline abusive, and just completely neglective with another person's free will, space, freedom. I didn't allow them to actually meet me halfway. I was so scared of not getting love that I kind of elicited that love out of somebody else. And it was painful for both of us. But if I would have said no, if I would have just said that, well, I know better and you're not the one, then I would have never experienced myself for what I actually think that I am. This whole indoctrination that you have to stay with somebody in a contractual situation, it's usually contracts, and it's usually because now you've spent 20 years together and now you have 3 kids and now it's a mortgage and it's too much to leave. But those couples are not necessarily happy with each other. On the other hand, there are couples who have nothing and they just love each other so much and they don't want to be with anybody else till the rest of their lives, and they maybe haven't had anybody else but each other for an entire lifetime. So I still believe that you only love one person at a time. And that one person that you open yourself up to and you want to open up is very closely linked to sexual attraction. Don't have orgasms with people that you are physically not attracted to. Don't even think about or fantasize about people that you are not attracted to as a whole and complete being. Just because someone's body might be attractive, it might just be exciting, that chemical overlay over your natural template. So you feel physically attracted to someone, But if you sense that at the same time there is something about them that just doesn't feel good, just doesn't resonate with you, they shouldn't be witnessing you having an orgasm, then do not have an orgasm in front of them. That's why there are a lot of women who are having a very hard time having an orgasm in physical situation, in intimate situations, because that intimacy requires them to actually open up, and they don't feel safe to open up because they don't love everything that that person is. They have reservations. It might be a reservation about yourself towards yourself, but it can also be that that person, that being, is really not the right one for you. Just because they are physically exciting, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be merging your frequencies. You should be communicating. Because our understanding of an orgasm is an incredibly limiting feeling state. Usually, how we reach orgasms is we agitate ourselves so much that when you finally reach climax, it's a stress relief. Finally, after all the shit that I've been through, I don't have to suffer anymore. And it exists in work situations, in fights, in romantic relationships or intimate relationships as well, that instead of living in a state of constant peace, happiness, gratitude, ease, we exist in such a low level, constant, chronic excitation that when something ratchets that feeling up, we feel alive because we finally get to express just how much we've been suppressing. And that feeling alive is closely followed by relief and a complete exhaustion, because we've been at such an agitated state for the whole time. We've put so much emotional, mental energy into achieving some sense of relief that when we finally get that relief, we don't even have the energy anymore to enjoy it. It just purely becomes just, get me out of here. I just want to peace the fuck out. Bye. That's what an orgasm is nowadays. Now, instead of that, cute dog, instead of that, what an orgasmic experience should be or could be is, I am so whole and complete. I have so much to give, but I don't know everything about this world. And I am so whole and complete. I have so much to give, but I don't know everything about this world. And look, the two of us perfectly fit. So when we share, we get to see something that none of us have seen, felt, experienced before. And we create something right there and then that has never been before. I'm getting tired. Maybe you can see. That has never been before and will never be again. It's a momentary experience. You can extend that experience. But the beauty of it is that every time you return, every time you revisit, you get something even more. None of that experience is exhausting or tiring. It energizes both of you. In the same way as once you burn yourself with a person, situation, any kind of communication, you don't want to touch it again. You're like, yeah, I have a bad memory of that. I'm never going there again. It's the same thing with positive memories, that you have something to build on. You have a foundation of trust, respect, love. So the next time you return, the next time you have an orgasm together, it builds and it keeps building, keeps building, keeps building. And when you keep building that charge, you are literally saturating your biofield with frequencies, energies that have never been before, will never be again. They are unique. They are special. You're not trying to relieve some incredible built up pain, sadness, anger, loneliness. You are genuinely in the moment, from your present experience, creating something together. We got used to it, that feeling soft, feeling tender, feeling sensitive, feeling love is stupid, naive, doesn't make sense, it's gooey, it's too much, it's too little, it's too. But when you actually feel it, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It feels more real, more meaningful, and just more gorgeous than anything else. And you don't want to lose it. The only thing you want to do with it is share it, multiply it, so that other people can feel it. So when I say things like have more orgasms than less, I don't mean it in a sense that go out there and live it up. I've spent 25 years with this energy. It taught me how to love again. It taught me how to feel again. It taught me how not to discourage this body, but how to be very gentle with it, very kind. And sometimes I'd literally feel like a fool. I'm like, I'm a fucking grown up. This is bullshit that I have to do this amount of parenting with myself. It feels like I'm patronizing myself. But when I actually do it, it feels so fucking good. That child that at some point got hurt inside me and nobody cared about it, and I just tried to suppress it, is actually healing. So I'm quite radical about this, but I would say that teach yourself how to only have an orgasm in the presence of love.